Xander Holt here. Welcome to the Rock Hard for Life kitchen. Today I've got a special treat for you as I'm going to fix one of my favorite dishes. We're going to continue along with the slow cooker recipes. And today I'm showing you how to make aloo gobi, which is one of my favorite Indian food dishes. I love Indian food. And the whole purpose of these slow cooker dishes is so that you can just do a quick preparation in the morning. It takes about 15 minutes. You throw it in the slow cooker, turn it on, you come home, and you've got great testosterone, estrogen lowering, erection boosting meals to support your vitality. Because I know how easy it is to get distracted and get busy in your life, especially if you got kids, and you just end up eating junk that does the opposite, tanks your performance, tanks your testosterone. We're gonna do the opposite by cooking these delicious meals. So let's get started on cooking some aloo gobi. Now, first of all, you don't need an Instapot. This is an Instapot with a slow cooker function. You could just have a normal crock pot that just has a high-low setting on it. However, if you do go that route, I do recommend you upgrade a little bit and get one with a timer on it. So when the dish is done cooking, it will switch over to a warm mode instead of cooking it. So you come home, it's nice and warm, but it's not overcooked. This Instant Pot has one of those built in. All right, so let's start with cauliflower. We're gonna start with our cauliflower. This is an organic cauliflower. We're gonna take off the stem here. And I got a trash right underneath me. Actually, the quickest way is just chop it. So that's what we're gonna do. Just get some of this off. Good. And we're gonna cut that off the bottom, like so. Okay, and some of these pieces are still good, so I'm gonna keep hold of this. Everything I make is just gonna go right into the Instant Pot. So if it's good to go, I'm gonna put it in. Okay, and then we're gonna cut it in half. Actually, I still got some pieces here. I'm gonna cut these off. Good. Just to get the green off. Now, cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable, and cruciferous vegetables are fantastic for aromatase inhibiting. So in other words, your body will produce an enzyme called aromatase. And it's particularly bad if you have a lot of extra fat on your body, particularly belly fat. And that stuff is nasty because aromatase, what it does is it takes that precious free testosterone we have, which is only a small percentage of our testosterone, maybe 2 to 3% if you're lucky, and converts that into estrogen. Right? And free testosterone is what we want. That's this testosterone we can use. I'm breaking off these little pieces here. You want about 1-inch pieces with these, and I'm gonna throw them in. But what you can do is inhibit that aromatase, and that's done through various foods can do that. Cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower here is very effective at that. Mushrooms are very effective with that. I just did a mushroom recipe. So really good to help keep the free testosterone that you have so it doesn't convert into estrogen, okay? And then we're gonna throw some other stuff in here to help boost additional testosterone. So right now we're just gonna get this cauliflower in. Kind of break it up, doesn't have to be perfect. As you can tell from my cooking videos, I am kind of a rough, let's just get it done kind of chef. I am not a classically trained chef by any means. I'm just like, let's get this done so we can eat some good, delicious food. So that's all I'm doing here. So we're gonna break all this up, put it in. You can just break it up with your hands. Like I said, approximately 1-inch pieces. Okay, maybe take the stem off. You don't have to it's gonna cook. It's a nice thing about slow cooking too, is that even some of these things like the stems and the heart of the cauliflower, which would typically be too, too thick or too dense to eat, that slow cooker just makes it nice and soft, so it's no problem. All right, got all that in there. Yeah, we got ourselves a nice little leftover stems, so we're going to take those, and I have a trash can right here on the other side, so I'm just going to put that all in this trash can. All right, so we got our cauliflower. Now we're going to move on to potato. So you just get a large russet potato, and I'm just going to get it a little wet here, but we're going to peel it. Now you can keep the skin on, but it normally would. For most dishes I'd keep the skin on, but I think that with this particular dish, it does work better if it's peeled. So I'm just gonna peel this off. I don't know if you could see me doing that, but it's just a great a peeler. Just peeling off our potato skins. And then once we do that, we're gonna dice it. Now potatoes are a really great prebiotic. So in order to feed the probiotics in your gut, you need good prebiotics, and potatoes are excellent for that. And gut health is super important when it comes to erectile health and testosterone health. So I really like white potatoes. I like all kinds of potatoes, actually. So I got it peeled, and now I'm going to dice it. Another thing is potatoes are very high in potassium, much more so than bananas. So I'm just going to cut these up. And, those minerals are really important for overall sexual functioning, to have a good balance of minerals like potassium, sodium, magnesium. All right, I'm going to throw these in. You're just sort of chunking them, cutting them and chunking them. Doesn't have to be precise. Kind of get them cut up there. Put them in. And this is going to be so delicious. I so love the flavor of aloo gobi, especially with this combination of potatoes and cauliflower. And like I said, it's so good for your overall sexual functioning. All right, put that in. Now, this is another one where it could be completely vegan if you wanted. Now, I don't make mine completely vegan, but I'll show you how you can. So far it is, right? All we got is cauliflower and potato. Now we're going to get an onion, medium onion, right here. This is an organic onion that I have. We're going to peel it. So what I like to do is sort of keep this bottom part on here, and I'm going to cut this top part off, and then just sort of peel it, throw away the skin. Now onions, when I talked about testosterone boosting, onions are really great for that. They're a great testosterone boosting food. So you're going to see a lot of my dishes have onion in them. And plus, I love onion. I just think it's delicious. It's great for your testosterone. Another great thing about onion is it contains iodine. And iodine, one thing about cruciferous vegetables, I talked, like cauliflower, talked about how it lowers aromatase, or is an aromatase inhibitor. The only problem with cruciferous, though, is it can kind of mess around with your thyroid gland. And in order to prevent that, you just take some iodine. And onions naturally provide that iodine. So it's built right into this dish. You don't even have to worry about it. It's all in one. Okay, so now I got that peeled. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of score it. So I don't cut all the way to the bottom, but close to the bottom in slices like this. Okay, good. And I'm already starting to feel this in my eyes, so my eyes start watering. That can happen when you're cutting an onion. Okay, so then I score it the other way, right? So we kind of cross hatch it like this, so it's gonna make little cubes when we dice it. Okay, be careful of your fingers. You know, you should move your knife off your knuckle, ideally. Once again, I'm kind of moving fast here. And I typically do, right? I typically do this pretty fast in the morning. I don't spend a ton of time. Usually, like I said, 15 minutes, this is done. It's cooking. So we cut this up, so we dice it up. Oops, I almost did cut myself. Be really careful. Okay, now we're gonna get all these pieces in here. There we go, our diced onion. I'm gonna take that, leave that piece out. Okay, great testosterone boosting, iodine. Now we're gonna move on to tomato. Woo! Okay, so I got my tomato, I've already washed it off. I'm gonna cut this little top part off. Okay, and tomato is full of vitamin C, which in vitamin C is great for your blood vessel health and blood flow. So I'm gonna cut this bottom part off. Oops, so a little too much on that. Good. Woo! My eyes are burning from the onions. Okay, so now I'm gonna do basically the same kind of thing. I'm gonna cross hatch it, but I'm not gonna go all the way to the bottom. So I'm gonna make little slices, like so. Okay, and also tomatoes are full of lycopene, and lycopene is really good for you overall. Depends on the study you're seeing, but it appears to be a testosterone booster. It may not be, but even if it's not, it's really good for your overall sexual health. Really good for your prostate. This is, if you have varicoceles, lycopene is excellent for that. So I got this kind of cut. Now I'm gonna chop it, like so. And like I said, the vitamin C. Vitamin C is great for your overall blood vessel health and for increasing the nitric oxide production that garlic produces, which we're going to put in there next, or I think next, or close to next. Not quite, almost. No, we'll do the garlic next, what the heck. So, well, that's the tomato, and then we're going to take 3 cloves of garlic, like so. What I like to do is smash it like so to get the skins loose, and then peel the skins off and throw them away. Okay. Those onions will wake you up in the morning too. You won't be asleep anymore. All right. So let's do this. Put that up. Yeah, I love that. Garlic, you'll see, like I said, both onions and garlic, they're in the same family. You'll see that a lot in the dishes I cook because I love the flavor of onions and garlics. And like I said, they're great. Garlic itself, like onions, is also a testosterone booster. And it's a fantastic nitric oxide booster. And nitric oxide is what helps the blood vessels dilate so you can get great blood flow into your pelvis and for, great erections. So I'm cutting the little tips off, and then once those tips are off, I'm gonna dice it up. Just kind of slice and dice in little pieces. And once again, use your knuckle when you're doing that. So garlic in and of itself will produce the nitric oxide, but when you combine it with vitamin C, like what's in the tomatoes, what's in the cauliflower, what's in some of the other stuff I'll be adding here in a moment, it increases the nitric oxide production by 4-fold, 4 times the amount of nitric oxide production. So you'll see that a lot in my dishes, combining garlic with vitamin C. Now, the next thing is we're going to take some ginger. Ginger, once again, fantastic for testosterone production, blood flow. It's just an overall male superfood. So I'm going to take this and cut off about Oh, you can go anywhere from 1 inch to maybe 2 inches, depending on how much ginger flavor you want in your dish. It's pretty intense ginger, so I would start off slower, like maybe 1 inch, and then if you want more, then next time you can put more in. But I cut it off, and then I'm gonna peel it real quick with this peeler. Okay. So once we got the skin off, I'm gonna take this with this grater right here. I'm just gonna grate it into this bowl. Grate it into the bowl here. Okay, and then once you got that pretty much done, take that grated ginger. Most of it's on the inside, so just kind of pull it out, put it in the bowl. Okay, and I take all that stuff in the bowl and put it into my dish. Okay. Now, let's make sure I'm not missing anything here, garlic. Okay, now this is optional. This is a jalapeno pepper, okay? And, you know, a lot of Indian food is spicy. I love spicy food. The capsaicin that is inside of hot peppers, like jalapeno peppers, is really good for your overall vessel health. It helps with plaque, helps clear plaque out of your vessels, but it also really helps with overall blood flow, so it helps with erections in general. And plus, if you just love spicy food. Now, I'm gonna put a jalapeno in there. This may be too much for some people. For some, it may be more. You may want to put 2 jalapenos in. If you want to try it first, and just to make sure it's not too hot, then take the seeds out. So if I cut this open, and be careful, once again, when you're handling this, don't touch your eyes and stuff, or you're not gonna be happy. But you see these seeds that are inside of jalapenos. Okay, those seeds are really hot. So if you don't want it real spicy, you could take those seeds out. Now, once again, I like it really spicy. And this one's just gonna be for me. Now, if my daughter was eating this too, I would, take the seeds out. And I might even just leave it out altogether. Right? Well, most kids are not into spicy foods, or at least most American kids. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of just chop it up, like so. Good. And this, not only does it have all that capsaicin in it, which is so great for your erections, but it is full of vitamin C, which is, once again, is going to interact with that garlic to produce a lot of, a lot of nitric oxide production. Okay. So we got that there. Now we're gonna put in cumin seeds. Now, actually before I do that, I'm gonna wash my hands. So we're gonna take what's called cumin seeds, not ground cumin, cumin seeds. Okay, and we want 1 tablespoon of this. Oh man, I love the smell of cumin. 1 tablespoon cumin seeds. Okay, pour that on in. And then a pinch of cayenne pepper if you want. Once again, I just put the jalapenos in there. You could do this in place of the jalapeno or in addition. I'm gonna do it in addition because, like I said, I like spicy food. Just a pinch. I just take a little bit on the end of my thing and just put it in. All right, so I don't get it on my fingers. And then we want 1 tablespoon of Garam Masala, which is this right here. Garam Masala. And this is like a cumin, not a cumin, sorry, a curry. Oh God, it smells so good. So we're gonna take, once again, 1 tablespoon of this stuff, which is fantastic. It's got all kinds of great herbs inside of it that just makes this wonderful, wonderful flavor. That's part of the reason I love Indian food so much, is it's so rich in flavor. Then we want 1 tablespoon of salt. I recommend using real salt, okay, but some sort of unprocessed sea salt is your best way to go. So I'm going to put in a tablespoon of this. There we go. And then 1 teaspoon of turmeric. This is turmeric, which once again is a superfood. It is highly anti-inflammatory. It's high antioxidant, really great for your overall sexual functioning. I'm sorry, so yeah, we want 1 teaspoon of this. Oops, still got a piece of the lid on there. Okay, put that in. And then, let's see. Now I'm going to put in, this is where I'm going to break from the vegan. I like to use grass-fed butter. I think it tastes the best personally. But you could also use, I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons. You can also use extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil if you want a little bit of a coconut flavor in there, which can be good too. Curry with coconut is really good. But if you're going to use grass-fed butter, you can see it already has tablespoon marks on here. I'm just going to cut off 3 tablespoons and put it in. But other than the butter, this is can be completely vegan. You just substitute, like I said, olive oil or coconut oil and you're good. You could even do something like palm oil, but I don't know how good that would taste. I haven't tried that. Okay, and that's pretty much it right there. Now the next thing I need to do is just stir all this together, which I'm going to do right now. So we're just going to take this and stir it up. And once it's stirred up, we just put it in, turn it on, and we're going to let it cook for 4 hours. Okay, so that's pretty well stirred. Good. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. Excuse me, still in the onions. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do from behind. There we go. In place, and then what I do is click the slow cooker function, and then I'm going to set this to 4 hours. Hit start. All right, here we go. Here's the finished aloo gobi. It is so good. I just got done eating 3 bowls of it. That should tell you something. Now, this is one of my favorite of the slow cooker dishes. If you like Indian food, I think you're gonna love this. And while food, of course, is not by any means the only thing necessary for rock solid performance, it's just one aspect of the ecosystem. It's an important aspect. So being able to prepare yourself delicious meals that will specifically support your vitality, that you love to eat, so you eat it for the long term, is one of the main keys to being rock hard for life. Hey man, I hope you got a ton out of this segment of the erection boosting slow cooker video series, where we are diving deep into fast, simple, and delicious slow cooker recipes that help us restore our birthright of having natural, long-lasting, stage 4 rock-hard erections. If you'd like to get free access to the entire erection-boosting slow cooker video series, make sure you click the link in the description of this video to register for free access to all of these life-changing videos in this series, along with some other surprise bonuses. Also, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and turn on your notifications bell so you get all of the future value-packed videos just like this that I will be releasing for you to help you be the best version of yourself and have natural, stage 4, rock-solid performance. I will see you tomorrow in the next erection-boosting slow cooker video.